Good evening, everybody. I wish I had better news for you. Of course, coverage of Iran, Israel is through the roof. Everybody's covering it. Seems like I'm the only one covering Ukraine. Not entirely true. There's a couple others out there, but you see drones still flying around Kyiv. This attack has been going on for quite a few hours. You see explosions reported 5 hours, 12 minutes ago, 4 hours, 47 minutes ago, 4 hours ago, 3 hours, 23 minutes ago, and 32 minutes ago. Yeah, that's a lot. There's more strikes than that have happened. My friend, I've been talking with her on the phone and trying to keep her calm as the strikes come in. She lives in the same building I used to stay in, and zooming in here to that neighborhood, that booth right there is where I used to go to get my hair cut while I was in Ukraine. And this building here was hit tonight. Coming over to Aviation University, the dorms were hit tonight. Over here on the other side of the hospital, there was a strike over in here. And then another strike over in this area. So yeah, getting very close to home. Of course, last week this building was hit. Yeah, a lot of stuff happening tonight in Ukraine. Not just in Kyiv. So I mean, more hits than you can count, really. Coming over to Telegram, and just take a look at what's going on. 35 UAVs in the air right now. 15 are within Cherkasy, Chernihiv, Kiev. 20 fly towards Odessa. And this has been in the last hour. 51 over Ukraine, 9 in Kiev, 22 in Sumy, Chernihiv, Cherkasy, Poltava. 20 accumulating in the Black Sea. Probably will go towards Odessa and Mykolaiv. Well, they're in Odessa there, and come to the air alert, and we see Odessa 32 minutes ago, reports of explosions, and still 8 drones heading towards the city. 3 UAVs moving past Bovary. Another cruise missile coming in over Chernihiv, heading towards Kyiv. Explosions were reported in Kherson. Chernihiv had explosions an hour 41 minutes ago. Sumy was almost 8.5 hours ago. Kharkiv. In Donetsk, Kramatorsk, and Konstantinivka about 6 hours ago. But like all the explosions are not even making it on here. I want to head back towards Rocket. And this was just the last hour. 51 drones. You go back, more missiles, more missiles. 5 missiles heading towards Kyiv. 7 missiles heading towards Kyiv. 2 missiles heading towards Kyiv. And these are, 4 or 5 minutes apart. A lot of these missiles strike and then another wave heads in. The total count is not sure at this moment, but you can go back through the day and 2 missiles in Cherkasky, Kamyanka, to and just track the missiles as they go on. But back at 2 hours ago, 49 drones were in the air. Several Su-57s heading to Kursk region. Threat of Kinzhal 59 and 69 launches. We've seen those already come through. Again, 6:30, 41 drones were in the air. Come back and 5:45, so almost 4.5 hours ago, there was 22 drones. And it just goes back. More rockets, more aircraft take off, more rockets. 46 drones are in the air. More launches, more missiles. And, way back, 3:39 my time. So almost 6 hours ago, a total of 75 were in the air at one point. 86 at 2:30, so about 7 hours ago. Again, 1:30, 81 were in the air. 1 o'clock, 54 were in the air. So, it's been a long, long night for Ukraine. And unfortunately, as of right now, there is not a total number of drones or missiles that I've seen published. But, I'll give you a quick peek on chatting with, this building, the hospital, the dorms at National Aviation. Total of 4 rockets landed around my friend in Kyiv, living in the same building I stayed in. Yeah, it is 5:17 a.m. in Kyiv right now, so you figure 8 hours ago, that was 9 o'clock at night in Ukraine. And it's still ongoing. The map was full red. As we see 2 more cruise missiles pop onto the information, flying towards Kyiv. This is a new batch right after this one was either shot down or hit its target. Not entirely sure yet. It's just information coming out so quickly right now. And I have to admit, I got a little disgruntled. I was watching another YouTuber broadcast about the launches from Iran onto Israel tonight. And when I heard 4 missiles were launched at Israel. 4. And there's at least, in 2 different reports, the latest 2 reports, there's 3 right here. And this has been a combined drone and missile attack all night long in Ukraine, and nobody's covering it. Nobody's talking about it. At least where I saw. Yeah, I mean, well, I'll show you who I was watching. Okay, maybe I won't. Yeah, agenda free. Talking about how the missile strikes by Iran has been very small, and maybe they're out of rockets or missiles or um it's one of the reasons I do these after action reports for Ukraine. Um you know, last last night, 4 missile strikes using 11 missiles, um 54 airstrikes, dropping 99 guided bombs. Now there's 110 bombs and missiles dropped in one night, and you have, oh, where did he go? $57K. You had 84K watching when I was looking at it for 4 missiles. And here's 110. And how many people we got in chat? 13. Yeah, I know I started late. I wasn't like a main coverage person, but the main coverage people stopped covering Ukraine for the most part. And it just, I don't know, it irks me a little bit. I don't know how else to put it. No, Adam, you were watching Steve too? I mean, I do get it. Let me just pop up Steve's broadcast here really quick. He has a live feed of, what is this, Tel Aviv, and a live feed of Jerusalem. Ukraine went through and got rid of a lot of the live feeds, to keep Russia from using those feeds to make more precise strikes. Maybe if there was more live feeds and that people could tap into, there'd be more coverage. But it's like, what do you prioritize? Making sure Russia doesn't hit the targets they want to hit, or getting the views, getting the publicity. And that's, yeah, I was doing the same thing too, Steve, Adam. I was talking in Steve's chat about 75 drones in the air right now, and you're talking about 4 missiles. um just the basic stuff for today, like talked about 99 guided bombs from aircraft, 5,852 artillery strikes, 67 were from MLRSs, 3,081 kamikaze drones that Russia launched. 7 assaults near Kharkiv, 11 assaults near Kupiansk, 14 assaults near Liman, 4 assaults in Servisk, 10 clashes in Kramatorsk, 15 clashes in Toretsk, 46 clashes in Pokrovsk, 32 clashes in Novopavlivsky direction, Kursk, 24 attacks, in the Orhiv direction, 3 assaults, no assaults in Guliopol or Dniprovskis. Oh, hello there, Nick, and everybody from Nick's chat. Thank you for hopping over. Yeah, I don't know why it bugs me. It shouldn't bug me because, Iran and Israel going at it is new, and I don't know, just something irked me when I heard 4 missiles were launched, and there was like breaking news and 85,000 people watching it. I don't know why it irked me, it just did. BB, if you're in chat, yeah, I'm streaming tonight. So yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there like I said, I was talking with my friend for a couple hours watching the broadcast about Iran, and sitting there talking to her about, oh, there was another one really close by. Oh, there was another one really close by. Going through the Telegram channels and seeing, oh yeah, it hit here. Oh, it hit there. She's in her basement and hearing these explosions going off around her, and I'm sitting here half a world away telling her, oh, this is what was hit. Oh, that was what was hit. Oh, this is what was hit. Just something weird about that. Currently, Mitch, it is not that bad. But, just looking at Kyiv for the last 5.5 hours, explosions, 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 more drones. We keep seeing missiles coming in through Chernihiv, Odessa. Just had a group of drones go into Odessa. There was explosions reported. Pyro Kurt, Renegade Chungus in chat. Oh, I need to go to live chat instead of top chat. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I hopped on and talked to you guys about this. Just I wish there was one of these in English for you, but again, about an hour ago, this was, let's translate this, 35 strike UAVs over Ukraine, 15 within Cherkasy, Chernihiv, and Kyiv, general vector towards Kyiv, 20 flew to Odessa. Odessa is clear right now, but there's still 15 floating around. You go back through the reports and, 51 drones, 5 missiles, 7 missiles, 2 missiles. We just watched another 3 come in through Chernihiv that weren't reported on. A single X-101, another X1, possible X-101, 4 or 5, 4 to 6 calibers entered Cherkasy, and you can just sit here and go through, and It's drones, then missiles, drones, then missiles, and it's been that way for the last 7 to 8 hours. And it's a hard one to deal with. And knowing my friends are having to go to their basement and listen to the missiles and drones hit buildings around them, it's hard. I wanted to reach through the phone and give her a hug, but it's kind of a weird thing to sit there and say, I wish I was there so I could do something. But even if I was there, what could I do? And I don't know, it's weird. uh Chunkawamba, we get knocked down, we get up again. um Brief look at the losses from yesterday. 1,200 additional personnel, 1,005,060 losses so far since the full-scale invasion. 2 more tanks, 7 armored personnel vehicles, 18 artillery systems, 1 anti-tank or anti-aircraft warfare system, 95 UAVs, 9 cruise missiles yesterday, 79 vehicles, and 1 special equipment. Thanks, Pyro. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's not that don't get me wrong. I don't have like a death wish. I'm not. Less than a minute ago, more explosions reported in Kyiv. Looks like the drone groups are splitting up and spreading around Kyiv. So Novisky, Serets, Zaluzhny. It's just multiple posts about the same thing. But yeah, explosions just reported not very long ago in Kyiv. See what Trevora has to say. Drones in Kherson just now. Explosions reported in Kyiv just a minute ago. Dnipro, air raid alert, head for cover. Drones in Kyiv. Threat of high velocity targets, take cover immediately. That was 13 minutes ago. Those were the missiles we saw coming across through Chernihiv. Let's head over to my other Telegram account. And yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's giving you reports on what's been hit. Hits in Zaporizhia. Zelensky went to G7 today. Supposedly met with Trump. Was supposed to meet with Trump. I don't know if that meeting happened. There hasn't been word about that yet. But I'm sure you all have heard, Trump left the G7 summit early and told the Security Council to be ready for a meeting when he gets back to the States. That should be interesting to see what that one's about. Uh, that would be interesting, Michael, but I don't think Ukraine is holding anything back because Trump's watching. Um, look at the spiderweb attack. A year and a half in the planning, and Trump knew not a damn thing about it. Zelensky was supposed to arrive tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds about right. Trump bailed on G7 after delivering Putin's speech for him. Yeah, I'm sure he was. I hope he was laughed off stage when he talked about having Putin mediate a truce between Israel and Iran. That that was just ridiculous. Um, you know, Dennis covering Trump for us. Early morning in Kiev. Sun just starting to come up. Oh, there's fallout between. I I like to put F's in front of people's names instead of like other letters, so it's like from. But that doesn't really work here. It makes me say something that I don't want to say, but I do want to say. So Ucker Carlson. Looks like Trump and Ucker Carlson are having a falling out. Uh, oh yeah, I could check that out. Take a quick look at the firm's data. If it will load. Uh, oh, my internet must be chugging. Um, so zooming into Kiev, yeah, two of the strikes around where my friend was at have started fires. Um, I'm guessing as the satellite defines this more, that is going to end up being uh, this building. I'll get out of the way, truck. This building here that was hit apparently caught fire. That is a little scary because I think we all know somebody that lives in that area. That was down here in this general area. I'm not sure where the hit was in this area. But again, the four that were around my friend, one in this building here, one at the dorms in the National Aviation University, one across the tramway over here, and another one in this area here is what I think so. I think that was it. So, yeah, like right kind of funny. There's like a circle right around where I was staying. And that's a little scary. Uh, Good to be in Candyland tonight. Thanks, BB. Uh, and looks like the other fire in Kyiv is across on the left bank. I think this is near the hospital, but I'm not entirely sure. I need to have to try that again. I would need to be able to zoom in farther than this to figure out where that is. I know the rail line's right here. I know one of the hospitals is up over here. But I'm not, there's another hospital in this area. I'm just not sure where it's at. Cherkasky was hit. Looks like there's a active fire there. Odessa. So it looks like Odessa's okay, but on the north end of this inlet to the east of Odessa, there's a fire there. The Kinburn Spit. Nice fires going on. And my phone squawking at me, saying there's an increased threat in Kyiv right now. Wish I could see why there was an increased threat, but I can't right now. A lot of fires on the Russian side of the Kherson area. Again, trading there. See, Zaporizhia was hit several times today. Fires have been reported there. Another thing I want to talk about is, well, I'll get the report directly from ZCU. Due to activation of the enemy in the border area of Sumy region and the importance of informing the public about progress of repelling the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine. Starting with today's report, that gets released here in about 2 hours, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine will report in its daily reports the progress of hostilities in another direction. The North. Oh man, I should have tried pronouncing this before reading this. Slobozhenki. In addition, the Kharkiv direction has been renamed to the North Slobozhensky. Remind you that operational information regarding Russian invasion is published on the official pages of this website at 3 times a day, 8 a.m., 1600, and 2200. So yeah, they're going to start reporting on the northerly direction. Getting unconfirmed reports that Russia has crossed the border in the northern area of Chernihiv Oblast. Have been pushing in towards Kozachi Lupan and further to the east of Voschansk. In this general area, I'm not sure exactly where, but Russians have crossed the border here as well. I don't have the report on this. This was just one of the guys I talked to. So no confirmation of that as of yet, but something to keep an eye out. Russia trying to push in across the borders in several different locations. Trying to establish that buffer zone they want to do. Oh yeah, so this will be the North Slobohansky, and this will be Southern Slobohansky. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, like Zaporizhia. I'm missing half of that. So, yeah, that's what was reported, was Zelensky wanting to talk to Trump about the readiness to buy U.S. military goods. But if Trump left early, Michael, no. If you knew what that first part of bucket meant in American slang, yeah. Um. Anyways, getting back to Telegram. And no speech, no address by Zelensky today. On the road to try and get to G7. I'm sure we'll see more from him tomorrow. Again, talking about strengthening sanctions against Russia. So we come back to, well, my channel. And I'm going to go a little bit out of order. This is video from the dorms at the National Aviation University and the damage suffered there. Yeah, but Michael, he's so old he doesn't have anything left. It comes out in powder form. So yeah, students did get injured in the strike on the dorms. A picture from the outside. That is a place on the left bank, I believe. Someone has some weird windows. So just those few videos have come out so far about the strikes tonight. Scroll back to the top of the day and give you guys the drone and missile report from yesterday. if we can find it. There it is. 138 Russian drones launched, 84 shot down, 41 suppressed by electronic warfare. And that was yesterday morning in Ukraine. Yams. Oh, that's the airport. Okay. So apparently I'm lost. Apparently this is the airport, and that hospital is next to that airport. So okay, yeah. Now, the airport, that I have not yet been able to fly over Ukraine. Maybe a nice helicopter pilot in the army will let me tag along on one of his low flies while I'm there. That'd be cool. Custom Sewing calls Trump yam tits. I just call him Frump because that's what he is, a big... Never mind. Ukrainian soldiers shoot down an enemy fiber optic FPV at the last moment. Yeah, kind of a hair-raising video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I get caught up with chat while you guys watch this. Yeah, cigarettes are hard to quit. So, watch the end of that again really quick. So they clip one of the blades right there, and it just kind of goes off into the bush. Trump sees Russians as a sycophant culture exploitable by childish and vulgar overtures. But what does he see for Ukraine? Does he... I don't think Trump hates Ukraine. I think he hates Zelensky. You know, back when he was running against Biden and the whole Hunter Biden's laptop, blah, 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 blah. Trump asked Zelensky to give him some dirt on Hunter Biden and what he was doing in Ukraine. If you have to remember, Zelensky ran on the anti-corruption card. If Biden was doing stuff that was corrupt in Ukraine, Zelensky would have charged him. There was no dirt to give. Or at least Zelensky did not have any dirt to give. So Trump got mad that Zelensky didn't help him out against Biden. And very much blames, at least in some part, he blames Zelensky for his failure to get elected in 2020. Oh, Pyro Kurt. Yeah, these ones right here. Pyro Kurtz messaged me on the outskirts, but or on Discord, trying to give me the coordinates, but I could easily find them on Google Maps. I don't need the coordinates because talking about right here. Okay, maybe not. These are the coordinates for the 5 hits at the airport. Okay, firms. No, you guys with money sit there and do all these. So it gives a general area. It doesn't. Okay. Joseph, interesting take you got there. Oh, I get you now. So this is not the airport. This is the airport. Okay, yeah. Duh, duh, duh. I get you now. I'm my mind doesn't always work 100%. I'm sure we all have that problem once in a while. But this is the blue line. So okay, yeah, it's far enough away, but I'm sure somebody had a awakening and will tell us about it in a couple hours. The hell emoji is that? Chunk. So did you like? Is that emojis like pulling somebody's eyes out and holding them in your hands, or? Uh. Oh yeah, because Zelensky's the getting the popularity that Trump wants. That's part of it too. Getting ready to watch Iran cam tonight. Yeah, I just wish there was better coverage of Ukraine with cams. Um, it's a catch-22 for Ukraine, but let's go to 26 minutes ago. Other explosions were reported. Looks like there's 2 small groups of drones left flying around Ukraine, or flying around Kyiv. A lot of the other areas of Ukraine have dropped their air alert, thankfully. Since Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, EU countries have paid more than 200 billion euros to Russia for fuel. Nuclear fuel accounted for only about 700 million of that. Oh, the European Commission ideally would like European nuclear sector to be free of Russian imports by 2030s. But in a document published on Friday, it warned that 241 billion of investment was needed to build out the domestic nuclear supply chain. Yeah, exactly, McPigeon. I could hop on the bandwagon and push my subs up, but I don't want to cover Iran or Israel. There's so much covering of it, and there's so many feeds of it. Almost nobody's covering Ukraine right now, unfortunately. There's very few of us left. So hopefully I can do my part to keep Ukraine on people's minds. Let me take the air raid map and drop it over here, so you can kind of keep an eye on it while we look through Telegram for some parts. Operators of the Phoenix UAV unit, Kramatorsk direction. A little short one for you. Even if that is... Oh. I'll wait till the video's over. We zoom in, and this is the area Pyro Kurt's talking about. This isn't exactly the metro, it's the tramvay, but oh, I hate doing this because I get distracted by this site a lot, but it has a good map that shows where the metro entrances are. Let me just confirm what I'm saying before I commit to it. So okay, so yeah, the metro's down here. That's what I was fairly sure, but I wasn't 100%. So the blue line is down here where the hits are. This is the tramvay and railroad. So yeah, they hit the railroad intersection, it looks like. Detonation of a Russian BM-21 Grad. It took a BM, apparently. So a Russian grad taking a BM. Combat work of the 65th.
Проїбав, убило, не почув, убило, увімкну ліхтар, убило, не по тропі йдеш, убило, не викопав яму, убило, приліт кеб убило, з дрона скит убило, дрон приліт убило, міном не тубило, ста, дорахуй до 100.
You know, Andrew's saying he's into science. Just look at his last name. But we all know why his last name is what it is.
It's just been so quiet lately. I hope the kids aren't getting bored.
That should have been a picture, not a video. P3 from the land before time. P3. He's a faller, not a flyer. But yeah, I was sitting there making the same mistake, Pyrocurt, because I thought it was farther down the metro than that. So the metro's here, and this is just the railroad. But I wasn't entirely sure, because if you follow the red line across the river, the metro runs above ground on the left bank. So I was like, I'm not sure. Maybe I need to check. Air alert is over in Kyiv. And it looks like explosions were reported in Kherson. Zaporizhia and parts of Dnipro just coming under air alert. We'll shortly be seeing the Poltava, Cherkasky, Chernihiv, and Kyiv regions come off of air alert soon. Oh, these are homes for sale in Ukraine, particularly Kyiv at the moment, or rent of an apartment. The site is dom.ria.com or dimria.com. And, you know, want to rent a flat for a couple months, a good resource to look through. You can even go into and do pricing and say you want, under 350. $239 for a 2-room. Sofa bed, closet, balcony. There you go, 9,950 hryvnia, $239 a month. Hey, I'm going to be there for 3 months. Rent. That explains what he makes with all the weasel milk, Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, I did find a better place. As I actually found that looking for a place for Chungus, and I was like, you know what? That would be even better for BB. Uh, go over and show this one off if it's still listed. Ah, here we are. No, not that one. This one. Um, so little swing set, little barbecue gazebo, three little huts to rent out. And apparently they will gift you the that vehicle, that four-wheel drive vehicle right there with the property. Uh, that's not all the listings for that one. There was a second listing that had more photos, but it looks like they took that second listing down. Huh. But yeah, I like to go through here and like check out places and see other places, see what maybe I could afford and what is like total wish list for me. Um, and of course, the place I'm looking at, that one, is still listed. So hopefully it'll still be listed when I get there and go look at it. Nice apple tree right here, pear tree in the background. Minor repairs needed in the building itself. Oh yeah, especially when that one has the barn already set up for 14 horses and you want to do like riding therapy and stuff. So you already got the barn for the horses and plenty of places to go riding. Uh, yeah, I'm really liking this one. And unfortunately, go to Google Maps. So it's like right here. So all the missiles and stuff that come in and drones that come in to head to Kiev will fly right over me. But the thing that really sold me on this place, I'm gonna go this way. So kids soccer match just going on, out in the field, and they have two special guest observers. Chungus, that will be BB. But I mean, just right in the middle of town, cows wandering around, You need milk, just go over with a stool and a bucket, and there you go. Um, oh, that's the same angle. Here's a different. No, that's the same one. Dang it. Okay. Get the different one this time? No. Try that one. It doesn't want to give me the different angle. There we go. So just basically the other side of the field. Kids out there playing their soccer match. Not so much kids. I guess it's an adult league football match. Sorry, football. But again, you have the cows just watching the game. That'd be I don't know why, but that just seems so cool to me. It's just, oh yeah, we're playing soccer and the cows are watching us. Uh, okay, since we're on distraction time, no, what I can't wait to ride. Uh, oh, how do I get to it now? I can't remember. See, auto, agricultural, motoblock. Here we go. So many of you know these as tillers or walk behind tractors, but Ukrainians do something special with these things. Let me go to with mileage and see if I could find one with the trailer. Oh, here's a funny one. You know, if you're gonna ride on a small tractor, you might as well do it in comfort. Here we go. So I can't wait to get on my little property, get me one of these. So you can sit right there, and there's the controls for the tractor, little cart. That's not a great one. Uh, right there's your chair, your footrest, and you just motor around town in your little personal tractor. And 20,000, that's what, $500. That's kind of an expensive one. Um, Oh, here we go. Oh, nice heavy duty. Nice chair, wagon with it. Looks like a planter, uh, tiller. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, the different blades for it come with it. Uh, but yeah, these things are so cool. And so here's another one of the trailers with the car seat in it. You just hook your the motor block to the front. Um, and there's your tractor. Oh, those things are freaking cool. I can't wait to ride one. Let's see if I could find. Well, this is the area that BB's looking into. Okay, it doesn't want to go that far that way. Each were they walking when they took these pictures? There's the picture I wanted. So, have you seen a more colorful cemetery? Blues, greens, pinks for gravestones. Not only that, but if you pay really close attention and zoom in, you can see that this guy is a beekeeper, and right above the black mark of the arrows are his beehives. And this is the other property that BB was looking at. Dark art design, so we're gonna have to start calling you Alf. Ha! I kill me. Oh, BB sent pictures. Oh, so this is on that property.
Ми прийшли, вона так стоїть
Да,
біля
вона як
входу.
пес ходить.
Вона чекає,
ходила і чекає.
гостинця. Напевно, що
А,
кусок
щоб ми їй
хліба,
здали.
щось таке, типу.
Ну а що, бо вона би кусок яблука може з'їла, щось таке,
Ну.
що вона ще.
А вона і хліб може кусочок.
No, that was the first house I found for BB. I do keep looking. it doesn't take much in Ukraine to get a rather nice place. Between Zhytomyr and Kyiv, 35,000. So, little garage and gate into the property. The entrance to the house. Grapevine awning. Root cellar. Barn. Come on, catch up. Oh, another barn. Chicken coop, I think. Yeah, how would you like that for the view out your back door? Oh, it even has an indoor shower, washing machine, toilet. Sink countertop is a little funky, it looks like. Or maybe that's just the pattern on the cloth. Oh, I kind of like it. Um, acre and a quarter for U.S. acres. And the boiler looked a little beat up. Let me get back to it. Oh. Um, just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's not a bad one, though. Right here's the main highway that goes into Kyiv from Zhytomyr. So you're just off of that main highway. Yes, random looking around. So okay, that's odd. Yeah, dip in the river. Dip in the river. So this town here. Uh, judging by the view out the back. So this view here. You got all the forest behind you. So that is going to be one of these houses here. Huh. I want to say it's this place here. The little garage. Barn's right there. Behind it, the house. I think maybe, maybe not. Oh, that could be that little garage. I don't know. It's going to be one of these houses along here. Let's see if there's any pictures in the area. Oh yeah, there's even street views. Brave Google driver going down these dirt roads. Neat little church. And there's your bus stop for the town. But yeah, just remember Trump told you Ukraine is flat. Uh-huh. Oh, that could be over here too. Dang. But that's a little out of my price range. If I was going to pay that, I'd buy a apartment in Kiev itself. In Bibi. Uh, uh, Michael, what I'd almost guarantee you was what happened is they had the fire going. They did not have the input for the water coming in, like the pump for the well didn't was out or something. They used up all the hot water. Furnace was going, or the boiler was burning, and they went, "Oh crap! I need to turn on the water." Turned on the water, cold water in there, and sucked it in. Easy mistake to make. Yeah, I got to go to the airport in the morning too, so I got to go to bed in like the next half hour. So like I can't get distracted anymore by house searches. See if anything new is popping up on firms. Just those in Kiev so far. Odessa still looks okay. Mykolaiv, okay. Looks like new fires in Zaporizhia. Or spreading fires, I should say. At the rail yard. Not seeing anything else. The Kursk part of Sumy. Voschansk area of Kharkiv. Kupiansk and the Oskil River look okay. You see a lot of fires in occupied areas. Oh, Kermachuk. Oh, looks like there's a fire on the outskirts of the city. Kivri. Uh, I'm wondering if that is the cement plant in Kivri. Not sure, but it could be. Yeah, the longest city in Ukraine. Starts up here, goes all the way down to here. Not a whole lot going on with NASA firms. And just to prove one more point before I go back to Telegram, is any random drop point in Ukraine. It's hard to find a place that doesn't have some beauty. Let's try this one. There's a Chungus pastime. Yeah, how many polls would you put up, Chungus, if you're still in chat? 3 or 4? Looks like 4 rods per person. But just some random lake in the middle of Ukraine. Let's get back to... I wanted to make sure I showed you guys this one. Member of Parliament from Hungary's ruling party has recorded a video for Hungarians in which she scares the population that Ukraine's ascension to the EU threatens the spread of organ trafficking, drug trafficking, and human trafficking.
Gondolom, ti sem szeretnétek így járni, márpedig Ukrajna gyorsított Európai Uniós csatlakozásával jönnek a kereskedők, a perkereskedők, a kereskedők és az emberkereskedők.
Night, Bibi. Nada Branic. You know, as far as I'm concerned, this is like the Hungarian equivalent of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Be afraid of the Mexicans. They're causing the human trafficking. The illegal aliens. The illegal aliens. Yeah. Well, for Europe, for Hungary, the illegal aliens. Yeah. Tell me it's not a Russian-backed party in Hungary. Before going into captivity, after captivity. This is what Russia does to its prisoners. I'm going to jump over to Dennis because he had another picture that and some people were asking Dennis why Ukraine exchanges so many elderly soldiers recently. I didn't go back that far, did I? Another 1,245 bodies of the dead have been repatriated to Ukraine. So far, Ukraine has received 6,057 bodies. But wait a minute. Russia offered to exchange their soldiers for Ukrainian children. Another thing, but Russia is returning bodies in extremely mutilated state. Parts of bodies in different bags. There are cases when the remains of one person are returned even during different stages of repatriation. In addition, during the last repatriations, Russia also transferred the bodies of Russian soldiers mixed with Ukrainians. Come back to that one. Another new Russian demand for ending the war is that Ukraine destroys all Western weapons, and Russia will go to the peace talks. Uh, 15th, Chorny Lees detected and corrected a missile strike on a Russian peon and the truck with its ammunition near Novoukrayinka, just south of Pokrovsk. And there goes the ammo. So, almost perfect timing on that hit. I forgot who it was that did this. The Kiel Institute has updated its calculation of aid to Ukraine. Now the data is up to date as of April 30th, 2025. Come on, get out of the way. Apparently I can't view the picture without the words in the way. So you go through it and, it's fairly even. Europe in blue, United States in the red. And Europe started out strong. U.S. took over a little bit in July to September. And then Europe is outpaced U.S., especially when, Trump got elected. Oh, wait, no, that's... Okay, what happened in the winter of 2023? Because, U.S. aid almost completely died. Oh, right here. Trump supporters in the House of Representatives blocked the allocation of aid for 6 months. Between 2023 and 2024. That was when I was first in Ukraine. And then this is since Trump got reelected. You see the huge spike in aid just before Trump takeover at the end of Biden's reign or term in office. But you see Europe definitely stepped up a little bit. Unfortunately, that died down for April this year. Uh, NATO countries are preparing hospitals for war with Russia. They're issuing bulletproof vests and building operating rooms underground. This is mainly in the eastern flank of the Baltics. Poland and Baltic countries are purchasing bulletproof helmets and vests, organizing underground facilities for operations. University Hospital is one of the largest in the entire region, preparing underground infrastructure, bomb shelters, helipads, and autonomous energy systems. In Estonia, they are renovating basements and purchasing mobile points that can be deployed in emergency situations. In addition, they're purchasing generators using the example of the war in Ukraine. Estonians are preparing for the Russians to strike at civilian and energy infrastructure. But wait, they're a NATO country. They don't have to worry about that. Oh, wait. Trump is basically saying screw NATO. And if you've been to Tokyo, then you know drift, drift, drift. The thing that scares me about this video is, the damaged senator pulls Ukrainian soldiers from the front line even on 3 wheels. That means soldiers are inside this thing. They're evacuating an area like that. All I'm going to say is, how bad does it have to be that you're GTFOing on 3 wheels? That's the thing that concerns me with that video. EU refuses to reduce the maximum price for Russian oil. If the G7 approves it, then they might do it, but they want, U.S. approval. Basically. Sucks, but unfortunately. However, EU does put a new ban on Russian gas contracts, using trade law instead of sanctions. Effectively making any new contracts with Russia not possible. Although this does give quite a bit of time for it to continue. Basically January 1st, 2028. 2.5 years from now. And while all that is going on, Russia is modernizing nuclear facilities near NATO borders. Fun. New buildings, communication, and triple fences have appeared in Kaliningrad. Poland claims that up to 100 tactical nuclear weapons are located there. In Belarus, an old Soviet storage facility is being modernized, including a platform for rail transportation and air defense systems. Imagine that. Russia putting in rail logistics. 50 missile bunkers for submarines and a new pier have been discovered on the Kola Peninsula. And construction is underway at key nuclear weapons testing base in the Noya Zemlinka archipelago. So what does that tell you that Russia's getting ready for? I don't know.
Как вам такое масло? А ну давай, обгоняем. Сейчас, потихоньку.
Well, if there was a rim there, it's not there anymore, but who knows how long they were driving on that like that. If the tire blew and they were riding on the rim, I'm thinking this might be archival footage because it looks like there's snow on the ground. Yeah, I'm going to say that's old footage because of the snow on the ground. So skip that. Sting group of the Ballista Special Forces destroy a Russian self-propelled gun in Sumy. Hey, Mexigirl. Run, boys, run. K2 destroying another grad bowel movement from Russia. Unfortunately, this one had chemical weapons on it because in communications with each other, the Russians called on each other to hide and put gas masks on because the grad was charged with chemicals. So hopefully that smoke cloud was going back towards the Russians. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one. Ukrainian MiG-29 strikes enemy positions. Oh, mate. And I gotta mute that because YouTube's been giving me crap about copyrighted music. And we're back into the strikes this morning this evening. Morning for Ukraine, evening for me on Kyiv. Russia massively attacked Odessa with strike drones. Air defenses were active, but there was destruction, fires, and damage to civilian infrastructure in the city. Damage to residential buildings, an inclusive center, a preschool, garages, etc. is reported. There are no victims. Numbers are being clarified. Update: 5 injured. That was at 10 p.m. an hour ago. Then he launched a massive combined attack on Kyiv. The consequences of the strikes are recorded at 12 locations in Solomansky, Darnutsky. That one. Dniprovsky, Podilsky, and Oblonisk districts. A kindergarten and non-residential buildings were damaged in Darnitstia. In Dniprovsky, damage is recorded in the territory of a business. In Podil, there's debris falling in open areas in 2 locations. A residential building was damaged in Sivatsyoin in Solomansky district. 2 houses and an educational institution were damaged. A fire broke out in a 5-story building. It was localized. There are currently 18 known victims, 6 of whom were hospitalized. Another man, a U.S. citizen, has died. And that is in Kyiv tonight, updated at about 45 minutes ago. High-rise building and dormitory were damaged as a result of the attack in Zaporizhia. The blast wave shattered windows in 50 homes. Nearly 30 garages were also damaged. No injuries reported. So this is video from Zaporizhia this morning. Number of victims on the attack Odessa has increased to 13. Cleanup of the consequences of the attack is ongoing. There may be people under the rubble. Looks like the loss report is out for today. It is only 7 a.m. in Ukraine at the moment. Another 1,060 personnel. 1 more tank. 177 UAVs destroyed. Armored fighting vehicles 3. Artillery systems 20. MLRSs 1. 79 vehicles. And looks like Chungus is going live in 30 minutes. And the number of victims of the attack in Kyiv has increased to over 40 people. 30 of them were hospitalized. The entrance to a residential building in Solomansky district was damaged. The rubble is being cleared on site. Kyiv State Administration reported damaged elements of transport infrastructure, in particular due to the damage to the contact network. Traffic was temporarily stopped. Tram route number 15 and tram route number 22. Specialists are working to eliminate those consequences. Also, block traffic on Borospilka Street. Movement of bus routes 51, 63, 115 is organized. So those are the bus routes that are affected. And that is all I have for you today, except unless we go to Madhyar. And looks like he has a short video for us today. The question is it narrated by Madhyar? Nope, just a video. Whoopsie. Talking about hey nah, like whine. So it looks like the hit set off the smoke grenades in his backpack, and that's what's burning right now. And he just sits there and lets it go. Okay, I gotta let that video go. That's a little rough. Gonna light your ass on fire. Talking about hey nah. The day's work is tough today, I warn you. 183. The worm was minus during yesterday. Line drones of the Special Forces unit destroyed and hit in 24 hours. 693 enemy targets. A pine tree burned every 2 minutes of the day. A drone for every worm. Eyes and sting. Worm horror. We are not on TikTok. We do not hold any meetings. And of course, the links you can check out Madhyar. And on that note, I am going to call it because I have to leave for the airport in 8.5 hours. In the meantime, Chungus will be coming at you with a recap of the No Kings protest, Iran, and, well, reaction. Let me grab the link. Since I cannot raid like some nice people that are monetized that raided me, thank you again, Nick. So there is the link to Chungus's stream. I hope to see you all over there as I try to fall asleep in a much cooler room tonight. We had a nice thunderstorm come through in the afternoon. You know, there was only a couple tornadoes that and none of them touched down, but dropped the temperature from like 91 to 66 degrees in 10 minutes. So it's actually nice in my room today. A nice 76 degrees. On that, have a good night, everybody. And Mitch Ashdown, the first one over there with the Canty raid. If you liked the stream, please hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike. Interaction still counts. Uh, if you're not subscribed, please remember to subscribe. It helps the channel grow. We are very close to being able to have memberships and super chats. So more to add to the stream, more ways to help Ukraine. With that, but most importantly, keep supporting Ukraine. I know there's so much else, other stuff going on in the world. Keep some time in your day to hear the Ukraine news, talk about Ukraine, talk about the strikes that are happening there. And with that, I'm saying good night. Stay safe, everybody.